Yo, what's up? Mark here, and this is Stadium Astro's review of Backlash, WWE's first co-branded pay-per-view since WrestleMania. And we were all so excited about this. Did they disappoint? Did they impress? You're about to find out.
WWE Backlash.
Alright, so we started things off with The Miz versus Seth Rollins. And what a way to start the show. This match was absolutely fantastic. Miz, Rollins cannot disappoint at all. Now, the commentary team kept saying repeatedly that Seth Rollins was the MVP of the brand. He is the person that holds the brand together. Monday Night Rollins, they call him. But he's not holding the Universal title. He's got the IC title around him. And as much as they make him out to be a big star, a big deal, he's not Brock Lesnar. And where is Brock Lesnar? Nowhere to be seen. I thought it was a great match, probably the best match of the night, and that is saying something because it was the first match of the night, so I'm pretty sure you know where I'm going with this review and what I thought of Backlash on a whole. It was a great match because, you know, Miz did a skull-crushing finale. Rollins countered, he kicked out of it. It was a really, really good match, and of course, he finished with the curb stomp, which I think is such a good finisher, and I'm so happy that they brought it back from the dead. We then had the Raw Women's title match, and I've got to say, this feud between Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax gets a big thumbs up. I love this angle about the bullying, how Nia Jax is this big bully, and Alexa Bliss is this little innocent girl. I love Alexa Bliss, and her promos are just amazing to watch. She could be talking about cats, dogs or fishes and I would still be interested. She just makes everything look awesome. And to be fair, WWE made her out to be quite a big deal in this match. I was expecting Nia Jax to completely squash her because, let's be honest, on paper, Nia Jax, Alexa Bliss, she ain't got a chance. But she did quite good. Of course, she didn't get the win, but she looked good. Nia Jax won and retained the title. And then we had another big match between two veterans, Randy Orton, Jeff Hardy. Everyone was really excited, and it wasn't a good match. Yep, well, I was expecting quite good things between these two. They are veterans, Randy Orton, Jeff Hardy, they know their thing. I just don't know what happens. I just can't explain it because it was just really boring. I mean, the moves were there. You know, there were some really high-risk moves, but at the same time, you could tell from the crowd, they were just dead. I was dead watching on my TV screens. I don't know what happened. It was just simply a boring match. Now, I love unpredictability because sometimes in WWE, you kind of know what is going to happen. You can kind of expect what is going to happen next. And what happened next, I was not expecting, so I freaking loved it. We had a segment with the man, Elias. He did his usual gimmick of insulting the crowd and the fans. This time, it was New Jersey that got the abuse, and you can tell by the crowd, as much as they hate to boo him, they love him, they're cheering him. So of course he tried to sing, and who came out? Yes, your boys, it is the New Day. They were booty shaking. They told him that they wanted to join in, but Elias didn't want to let them join in, which is a bit sad because I would have loved to see the New Day and Elias booting it out on stage. It doesn't matter because things got even more interesting because who do we have next? Rusev Day.
It's Rusev Day. Rusev Fudria. Wow. Rusev.
That was talent.
Aiden English might be the best musical act.
It was like I was stuck in a bad dream.
And who came out next? No Way Jose. Which makes me think these duo-branded pay-per-views are not a good idea because there's so much star talent that WWE are missing out on. And we had a glorious DDT from Bobby Roode to close out the segment. Bobby Roode was dancing with everyone. It was a very feel-good moment and it gets a big, big thumbs up because, like I said, this was all very unpredictable, which I love. Okay, then we had a match between Big Cass and Daniel Bryan. I thought this match was okay. The feud, though, I'm not a massive fan of because Big Cass, the only reason he has to not like Daniel Bryan is because he's small. I just don't get it. I don't get what kind of storyline is that? I don't like you because you're small. It's just really weird. And for Daniel Bryan's first big feud, I thought it was a bit disappointing. But at the same time, I like how WWE are giving Big Cass the chance to shine because as you saw in this match, he can be a really, really good heel. Now, in the match itself, we had some pretty good moves. We had Cass doing his clothesline, which I think is really good. Knocked Daniel Bryan the hell out. And of course, Daniel Bryan's yes kicks, they look good every time. It gets the crowd going. He won the match via submission. Big Cass with the tap out. And of course, they've got to make him look strong. So after the match, Big Cass abused Daniel Bryan like he was a little man. All right, we then had the SmackDown Women's title between Carmella and Charlotte Flair. I don't know what I want to say about this match because I actually quite like Carmella as a performer and a character, but I feel like this whole whiny, mean girl vibe they're going with her, it's not kind of working for me. The whole match, she's just screaming. She's like, I hate you, Charlotte. You know, she's got such a good character, but she's just being a really whiny champion, and I don't think it is working. The match itself was quite good. Predictable finish. Charlotte Flair landed badly. Carmella capitalized, and she got the pin. 1, 2, 3. Retains the title. But this Carmella character, I think she needs a bit more brute, and, you know, maybe bring back James Ellsworth. We then had the WWE title match between AJ Styles and Nakamura. And I have got to say, firstly, Nakamura's heel character is wonderful. I just love these low blows. I think he looks really cool. When he did the promo the other week and he was like, sorry, no English. It was just hilarious. The crowd found it so funny. But I have to be critical again because it was a non-conclusive finish. And we saw that at the Greatest Royal Rumble. It's the second time we've seen it now. I just want to see a good match between Nakamura and AJ Styles with a legit finish because this is Backlash, okay? It's a big pay-per-view. There should be a clear ending here. I get it, yes, these two are fantastic performers. They want another match out of them, and the only way to do that is to have a non-conclusive finish. But at the same time, you know, like, it gets a bit boring when it's the same thing that happens every single time. Hopefully we can have one more match, just one more match between these two people. Maybe give Nakamura the belt because his little heel gimmick is fantastic. I would love to see him walking around with the belt, giving low blows to everyone he can find. Good match, shame about the finish. So we had Braun Strowman, Bobby Lashley, two of the most hottest superstars on Raw at the moment, taking on Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Is this really the best thing that all four superstars can be put in? I mean, Braun Strowman just won the Greatest Royal Rumble, and he's been put in a tag team match, a pointless tag team match. I don't get it, and what I don't get as well is this is Backlash. Okay, it's Raw and SmackDown, but not one tag team titles were on the line. I don't get it, I really don't. Great match, but the finish I didn't really like because Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, I think they're such a good pairing, and I don't want them to be broken up. Because they're going to have a feud, yes, I get it, it's going to be awesome, they can have great matches, but at the same time, I would have liked to see them as maybe tag team champions. I like this heel gimmick they have where they're so smirky, they're like little smart asses, and to see them break up a bit too early is a bit disappointing. Perhaps we could see a feud between Lashley and Strowman, two big, massive powerhouses. I think that would go down pretty well. And then we had the main event of the night, which was Samoa Joe taking on Roman Reigns. Yep. Now, can someone tell me why this was the main event and not Styles and Nakamura? There's no title on the line, and there's no real storyline here. I don't get why it is headlining Backlash. I know Brock Lesnar isn't getting paid enough to come and fight at every pay-per-view, but still, this is not the match that should have been the main event. It should have been Styles Nakamura for the WWE title. It was a fun match at the start, and then we had the usual Roman Reigns match where he gets beaten up, and then he does a comeback that all the fans are meant to be cheering for, but all the fans don't like it, so they boo him, and he still wins. I don't know, I was just disappointed with this match because it was predictable. We knew that Samoa Joe wasn't going to win, so yeah, that's it. But at the end, it was the usual finish with Roman Reigns getting beaten up, and then coming back and winning. And that's about it. So overall, Backlash had a few good matches, but mainly it was filled with disappointment in my opinion. I think this co-branded pay-per-view idea is not working very well because the thing is, some superstars don't get the chance to shine. Look at Rusev Day, he is the best thing on WWE and he got about 3 lines, that was it. He should be starring in matches. And look at the main event, Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe. It's a match we've seen so many times. It was not good. WWE needs to improve their game seriously at the next pay-per-view. Payback. What did you guys think? Leave a comment down below and let us know what you thought of Backlash.